Hey, how are you guys doing? Want to make a video here on gold. So in this video, we'll be looking at the gold futures, and we will also be looking at GLD. So up on the screen, I currently have the futures up. That's going to be ticker /GC to pull up the futures here on the Thinkorswim platform. And currently, I have the weekly chart up on the screen. So this is dating all the way back here to 2010, 2011 is where we're starting off. And this gives us a nice long-term time frame where we can really see what gold has been doing over the past decade or more. And you can see, we bottomed out down here in about late 2015, early 2016, and then we started this upward trend. And over the past year to year and a half, we have really accelerated this growth here in gold as far as the price goes, and we just keep pressing higher. But we're sitting right here around this resistance, right around 1780 is the big resistance. Now we've hit it once and we've approached it a second time, but it looks as if we are consolidating for now. And really we're looking to see, is it going to continue to consolidate and then break above, or are we going to eventually see this thing break back down and see a lower price target? So that is how we're looking on the long-term time frame. Again, we're still approaching this 1780 price point, and we're looking to see, is it going to break through and come up and test these highs around 1900, or are we going to start to fizzle back down and maybe pull back, gain some strength prior to making another run towards this all-time high around $1,900. I think a good comparison would be what we're seeing down here in mid to late 2019 as we started to push up towards this 1575 mark, 1580 mark. We pushed up there, not as strong as what we're currently seeing, but then we slowly moved back down. We consolidated for a period of time. We dropped down. Buyers were there, stepped in, brought the price up, and then we kind of rocketed up from there. So that could be something that you could look at and compare on the gold chart. So let's go ahead and dive in a little bit closer here on the future. So we're going to look here at the 6-month, 4-hour time frame. And you can see, we have basically a nice support right in here. We'll call it 1685, 1690, up here towards about 1700. It's a bit of a support zone. It's going to be the big resistance. If this thing does start to roll over, ideally I want to see it hold right in here between 1685 and 1700. So this nice little support zone. You can see, we broke through this downward or descending triangle pattern right here just a few days ago or a couple of weeks ago. We broke through that. We pushed up. We hit about 1780, and then we pulled back down. Notice, though, we didn't make a new high right here on this 6-month chart. We pushed up, and we sold back down very rapidly prior to squeaking out a price above 1788. And since then, we've been trending back down. Really not a whole lot of buyers that are stepping in to help keep this price afloat. But again, we're still up above that $1,700 price point. We have a nice little upward trend forming right here. I don't know, it's still small as of now. But we do have this nice little upward trend that was once again validated this week. Just a couple of days ago, we bounced on it, and then on Friday, we kind of sat flat. But I'll be curious to see as we move into Sunday, or I guess we have a holiday. So as we move into next week trading, are we going to continue to hold above this upward trend? If we do, one level of resistance that I'd be looking at would be right in here around 1755. If we can bounce from there, push through 1755, at that point, I think we'll really start to see buyers push into the market and push us above this 1780 price point and hopefully up above 1800. From there, I would look to see a quick pop above 1800 and then a pullback down towards 1800 and then a continual rise from there. So if we move that back out to the long-term time frame, kind of what I'd be looking at would be something where we push above 1800. Maybe we're up here towards about 1825. We pull back down closer to that $1,800 price point, and then we take a big rally back up towards 1900. That would be what my preferred scenario would be. Now, if we move back to that 4-hour chart and we see, okay, let's say this breaks down below this downward trend. Again, we have 1700 as being a support. Ideally, we don't necessarily want to see that, but if it does hit it, we could see a bounce from there. If it breaks down through 1700, closer down here towards 1685, I will be a little bit worried because if we break down through there, it could be we got some serious thunder out there. It could be a quick breakdown towards, say, the 1650 mark, and then from there, I would be looking towards the upper 1500s. But again, I'm pretty bullish here on gold, so I want to see this thing hold up. Again, if it doesn't, if it doesn't pan out, that's fine. I'm going to trade the chart. I'm not going to try and force my strategy to make money here, because in that case, I will just lose money. So if we see a breakdown, ideally I'll be looking for an entry right in here between 1685 to 1700. And if we see support step in and bring that thing up, I'll continue to buy as we push higher. If we see a breakdown, I'll kind of stay out of gold until we finally see some support and buyer stepping in and see and confirm that upward trend. Now, if we go ahead and move into GLD, it's going to be roughly the same chart as we're seeing on the gold futures. Now, I've already cleaned up this chart a good bit. But you can kind of see it's roughly the same. We had that push up. This would be up there towards 1788, would be that 166 mark. And then that push that only got up to about 1780 would be seen right in here. But again, the same kind of story is going along. We've got our resistance up here around 166, right? That's our peak that we want to break through. And then we've got some support down here. Oh, here we go. This would be like our $1,700 support is going to be right in here around 158.25 as like a middle ground level is the support that I'm looking at. So if this thing continues to break down, right, here's our upward trend that we're looking at. Here was that downward trend that we saw it break out of. So it broke out, hit 166, came down, pushed back up, couldn't make a new high, breaking back down, but we've got some support that it found on Thursday, and it pushed a little bit higher. You can see we were up about 0.5% on Friday, and ideally, as we move into next week, I want to see it continue to hold, more buyers step in. But again, if it doesn't, we already have these moving averages starting to flatten out. If it doesn't hold above this and it starts to break down, I'd be looking closer here towards 158.25 as being a support. And then once that support is built and consolidates and starts to press higher, that is where I'd be interested to be a buyer. I don't want to try and catch it on a quick drop down, but I want to make sure that it confirms and it looks as if it is an upward trend, so that way I have the best chance possible to make money and it fits into my own risk tolerance. So, I hope that you guys found this video helpful. I think gold is a really good commodity to be trading at the moment. It is obviously showing signs of a bullish trend to the upward side, and I think that there's a lot going for gold with the monetary policy that we currently have in place and all of the money that is being sent out by the Fed. So, with that, the fundamentals and technicals being there, I like to trade gold because, again, the odds are in my favor. It's an upward trending stock, so I should be making money as long as I pick my entries and exits properly. So I hope you guys, again, you found this video helpful. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and leave a comment if you think that I can make these videos any better for you guys, or there's a particular stock that you are interested in. So until next time, I'll see you guys later.